morning. Welcome to the South Australian Sports Show. I hope you can stay with us for the next hour. We've got a bronze medalist coming in. We've got the SANFL Premiership CEO coming in for a chat. Plenty coming up on the show, not to mention the man who's written an unbelievable SANFL book, The Golden Years from 1964 on for 27 years with 400 photos, thousands of stories. It is an absolute ripper. As I mentioned, and welcome Barry Curtin to the show. Baz, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate. Going well.
Been an interesting one. Now, mate, shall we talk about Geelong v Sydney grand final weekend? A couple of positives. Let's stay with the positives. No doubt, the entertainment was first class.
Oh, wow. It was unbelievable, mate. And,
Robbie Williams.
And absolutely full marks to that man.
Yep.
Paying tribute to John Farnham.
Jane Warne.
That was, and Warney.
Yep.
That was unbelievable.
Yep.
That was unbelievable because right now I think John Farnham is very ill.
He's got a battle at the moment with his
But
throat.
his popularity in the States at the moment is amazing.
Yep.
Because of YouTube and whatever. So full marks to Robbie Williams. That was fantastic. That's the best half time.
So the voice, mate, nearly embraces the whole crowd. 100,000 plus.
Unbelievable. Brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant.
$3 million for 20 minutes, worth it?
Well, you know, for him...
I say it was.
Yeah. Go for it, mate.
Yep.
Go for it, yeah.
You know, if you're buying a grand final ticket
Yeah.
and you want it to be the biggest show,
Yeah.
you know...
Full marks.
Yep.
So someone obviously has taken over at the AFL now and said, hey, there'll be no more meatloaf.
No more meatloaf.
No more bloody Angry Anderson in the Batmobile.
The question will be, mate, how do you top that one next year?
Oh, well,
you better want to turn up with AC/DC or someone like that. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
So well done by the AFL.
Yeah.
The game itself obviously didn't live up to the expectations of close.
Disappointing.
I don't know. I think we've got to respect Geelong.
Absolutely.
I think last year they lose in the prelim final to Melbourne by 83 points.
Yep. Yep.
This year they play in the grand final. Well, sorry, go back a step. Brisbane by 71.
Yeah.
Grand final by 81.
Yeah.
They turn up Mad Monday. They turn up in retirement village bus. They've got the walkers, you know.
Yeah.
Too slow, too old. Fill in the gap for too good.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
And they were.
But there's always interesting bylines that come out of this. So Chris Scott talked about not coaching this year.
That's right.
He went to the playing group after the loss to Melbourne because obviously the margin of the defeat, he feels like,
defeat,
you know, I'm not the right man.
Yeah.
And it's not just the leadership group, it's the players that say they believe in him.
Yeah.
They don't get off to a flying start. I think their start to the season was like 5 wins, 4 losses.
It wasn't good, yeah.
Before they go on a 16-game winning streak.
Yeah.
I reckon what that does is it shows how difficult it is to be the head coach of an AFL team.
Of course it is, mate.
The pressure you're under, get your team to the prelim final, big loss, to go, maybe I'm not the right bloke, and then a year later you coach a premiership.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
so it can happen. Yeah. He's good. Mate, I've got to have a go at the other coach.
John Longmire?
And I do. And I'm serious about it too, because I'm really disappointed.
I'm going to defend him, but go ahead.
Well, you can defend him all you like here, but he made a bad error by playing Reid. And I don't care what anyone says. If you've had an abductor before, it's longer than a week, Phil. And you can needle up all you like, but mentally, you know it's there. And his first contest on the weekend, you could tell that he was shot to bits. Should not be out there. Now, who makes this decision? Maybe it's not Longmire. Longmire goes to the medicos. How is he? Well, he's right. We'll get him right. He'll play. Now, are you sure? Because you cannot, mate, I don't care who you are, who the player is, you cannot take a player into a grand final that is not ready to go. And he was not ready. And, mate, he's extremely important. My wife said to me on the morning of the game, and she knows exactly that about footy.
Yep.
Nothing. Who's going to win today? And I said, look, I think Geelong will win, but if Reid plays and is fit, Sydney are a bit of a slight chance because he's a high-marking, dangerous forward who can tap out in the ruck with Hickey, who will look shot to bits as well. But he wasn't there because you need that marking player for your Stewarts and that Digong. They're good players, good marking players back in the defence for Geelong. This bloke was never in the hunt, never ever looked like getting a smell and was limping contest 1. So who makes that decision?
Okay, so I'm going to defend John Longmire. He's taken the hit and come out publicly and said he didn't coach well, he's made a mistake. He's taken a lot of heat to take it off the playing group. Over the whole lot. Over the Reid bit as well.
Okay.
However, to answer your question, the medical people, the coaches, the fitness test, all that happens before he selects Reed.
Yeah.
So he's been able to get through 3 steps to get there.
You can do that though, Phil.
You can. I know that, and you know that. But the coach can only go with what's presented in front of him.
Yeah.
Then the coaches get a little seduced in, not so much has he got through the fitness test, what's his presence on the ground bring for us grand final day?
Yeah.
So even if he's injured, just having him out there, does that make the playing group feel a bit more confident that Reed's out there? So you kind of go, we'll cut him a bit more slack than we would for Phil Smyth. Player like, but this guy means a lot to the group.
Mate,
so I
they
suggest
dropped the young
that's
bloke.
where, but again, regardless of whether Reed played or didn't play, Geelong was still going to win by 80 points. So I think it's a long bow for John Longmire to say, picking Reed cost us the game. He could say picking him was a mistake because he was injured.
Yeah.
But I mean, Buddy Franklin, he didn't. But tough to be a full forward. I'm defending Buddy here too because he doesn't see a lot of the ball. But Buddy turned up in full fitness and one of the best players in finals.
Yeah.
His stats weren't much better than Reed's.
No, but look, if Reed's there and takes a couple of marks early, then it's a different game of football. I don't care what anyone says. If he's there next to Buddy, Buddy doesn't get all the attention. They have to look after Reed.
Mate, their problem wasn't in the forward line. Their problem was getting it out of the middle and stopping an onslaught of players. So
they got slaughtered.
I think you could have Tony Modra at his best up there, mate, and he wasn't going to take any marks because the ball never got up there.
Mate, but it's a thing that's been going on for so many years. People playing injured players in finals. Forget him. They dropped a young kid called Logan McDonald, who's a very got a big future.
Yep.
Now that kid is sitting in the grandstand watching Reed limp around the middle of the ground at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter.
I'm not arguing with you, but
mate,
he wouldn't have got the ball either.
Mate, I would be dark.
Mate, you and I had more chance of getting kicks at full forward for Geelong than Buddy Franklin had.
Well,
so I think I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think there were other reasons. He passed the test and he thought it would help the group in the game.
Yeah.
I suggest that's what it might have been.
I'm not
long
happy
bow
with
to say that picking Reed cost him the game.
I don't think it cost
that'd
him the game at all.
Massive by anyone.
I just think it's a big error.
A big error.
To play an
all right,
injured
we need
player.
to get rolling because there's plenty coming up on the show. At the end of the show, I want to touch on great sporting rivalries. I've got something to throw at you. Stay with us. Plenty to come.